Hi Maria, so let's take a look at your essay. This is one about expensive tickets. Let's see what you had to say. Experts throughout both the developing and developed world have debated over people spending exorbitant amounts, it should be plural here, of money on tickets for sporting or cultural events. Some believe that spending on such events has a positive effect, while some believe otherwise. Personally, I believe that it is a negative development. However, there are a few positives. I think you mean a few positives, because few positives has a negative meaning. But if you say a few, it has a positive meaning. And since you have this contrast here, I assume that this is what you are trying to say. So there's a big difference between few and a few, as there is with little and a little. Okay? So let's move on. On one hand, sporting events like the Olympics or Cricket World Cup, you should capitalize W and C, are organized once every 3 or 4 years, thus creating excitement among its fans. People who are sports fanatics, plural, are ready to pay an unreasonable amount of money to view the matches in person, thus generating a huge income for the host countries, no S, and boosting their economy. Likewise, for concerts and cultural events performed by well-known international artists, this is also beneficial for many host countries. All right, get rid of the S. And honestly, I would change this. I mean, this is so similar. So it's just very repetitive. Instead, you could have said, likewise, the same could be said for events by well-known international artists. Okay, so this sounds a little more cohesive and not as repetitive. Additionally, these international artists try to use this platform to diffuse the tension between countries and create harmony between people. For example, a recent empirical research done by Hindustan, I think you want an N here, Times states that few, I think you mean a few again, but it's so important to do this correctly, because when you say few, it means almost none, and when you say a few, it means some. So here it's totally changing your meaning if you in fact mean a few. So states that a few Pakistani artists who work in the Indian film industry showcase the attitude of peace and harmony. All right, so what does that mean? What are you trying to tell us? Take it a step further, because you know, what are you saying? Are you trying to tell us, should we assume that there's tension between Pakistan and India, and, you know, and what does this have to do with expensive tickets? Do you understand what I'm saying? So make it clear, because in all reality, you don't know that the examiner reading this is familiar with whatever political situation is going on in the country that you use in your example. So you kind of want to sometimes state what seems like the obvious, okay? But like I said, this too, you have to explain how this is somehow relevant to this idea of spending a lot of money on tickets, okay? All right, so let's move on. On the other hand, the issue of people spending a lot of money on tickets for sports and other events like cultural or concerts has grown in importance over the last few years. The subtle reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, most of the young generation are huge fans of national and international artists and athletes, and they would go to any heights to attend their events. All right, I'm not really a fan of all this and. Look, and. So not such a great idea. Due to this, crazy end up spending their hard-earned, ED here after earned money on purchasing expensive tickets for a one-time event. This money could have been used for more productive purposes, like on studies or on their hobbies. Secondly, there are quite a few negative activities that are reported, like unauthorized distribution of drugs, alcohol, and cigarettes to those who attend events like music, concerts, sports, and cultural events. Yeah, but what does this have to do with spending a lot of money on events? All right, this is like, it's like you're answering a different question. Like, what are the negatives of attending concerts and sports events? So it has nothing to do with spending a lot of money on these events. All right, so be careful. Okay. For example, an extensive study done by Indian Express states that in the year 2018, on an average, 20% of people who attend musical concerts and cultural events got addicted to drugs as they, not it, they were freely available. Therefore, it is conclusively clear that spending money on expensive tickets is not the only problem, but there are other negative, no S here, aspects as well. Okay, all right, I think I kind of understand what you're trying to say, so let's move on. From the above arguments and examples given, I firmly believe that, no comma here please, spending on any event, no S, is a mere waste, not wastage, a mere waste of money. As these events are broadcasted live on television, people can enjoy watching these events with friends and family. Also, such events attract, get rid of the S, a lot of other problems as well, which require, again, no S, quick attention, no A. Okay, so let's see. You said you thought it was a negative event. There are some positives. Here you talked about the positives. Here you talked about negatives, so that's fine. All right, all of that is fine. You've gotten a lot of this stuff down quite well. I guess task achievement was good. All right, not ideal, but it was good. All right, it was well done. Vocabulary was fine. It wasn't anything really exceptional. In other words, I didn't really see any less common collocations. I didn't see any sort of higher level vocabulary. So it's all pretty intermediate vocabulary. Okay, so that's one thing about your vocabulary. Your grammar, for me, was kind of problematic. I mean, I pretty consistently had to correct things. So it's not the kind of grammar that you could say, well, for the most part, it was flawless. No, it was pretty consistently, had some errors, all right? So not that it would get you one of those really lower scores, but certainly wouldn't get you one of those higher band scores. So the coherence and cohesion wasn't bad. It was pretty good. You had a variety of ways that you provided cohesion, although there were some instances where you could have made your writing more cohesive, okay? So it's a good attempt, but it certainly has also some room for you to improve. So I want to move on to your task 1 now. This is the restaurant. Okay. Dear Sir, Madam, my name is Maria Capadia, and I am writing this letter to share my dissatisfaction towards your restaurant service. Last week, on 9th of November, my friends and I visited your restaurant for dinner. It was one of my friend's birthday, and we wanted to surprise her by getting her favorite fruitcake, which happens to be your restaurant's specialty. Please put an apostrophe here and check the spelling of specialty. I had called your restaurant on 8th of October to place a request for the cake. I was informed by your head chef that the order will be confirmed if I pay an advance of 50%. Hence, I visited the restaurant and paid the advance to your front desk receptionist and collected a receipt. On the 9th of November, post the dinner, we were waiting for the cake to arrive, but to our surprise, the cake wasn't baked as your front desk receptionist didn't inform the head chef about the order. It was disheartening to see such a lousy attitude from your staff. I would like you to please refund my advance payment, enclosed as a receipt, and also take a strict action against the receptionist, as due to her careless attitude, our reason and surprise was ruined. All right, so far it's good. It's actually very developed. I'm wondering if you really needed to go into all this. It's 250 words, so you didn't really need to go into all of this information here. You could have left some of this out. Here I had a problem. It's a formal letter, but you use some contractions, which you're absolutely not supposed to do. Wasn't baked, didn't inform. Those should all be written fully out, okay, and not contracted. All right, as you are aware, know that you can only retain customers and build with the D new ones through the experience your staff provides. All right, you have to change something here. You've got only. So, as you are aware, you can retain customers and build new ones only through the experience your staff provides. By creating a horrible experience, you are not only tarnishing your restaurant's image, apostrophe S restaurants, but also losing customers. I hope you will act on the suggestions and ensure that such incidents are avoided in the future. Yours faithfully. All right, that's good. So on the whole, this was good. I do question how long this took you, because as I said, it was 250 words. So together with your task 2, I'm interested to know how long this set took you. Like I said, you could have left some of this information out, but it was good on the whole. Be careful with some of those things that I mentioned. Be careful with the grammar. Again, there were some problems with basic grammar, things that you should have avoided. So those are some of the things I want you to be careful of. We should have another set with you, so I want you to get started on that set, and let's see where you are after you finish your last set, so we can see what sort of other suggestions we can provide you. All right, go ahead, get that started, and I look forward to reading your next essays.